Hello, it's Diane. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here today, but I'm going to do a little playing in between journal projects and thought I'd bring you along. First of all, I wanted to show you something that I picked up at the flea market last week, and it got left out of my haul, but I thought it was so cute I had to share it with you. It's this package of, it's called 1925 Men's Hair Arcade Cards. So apparently they would put money in and a coin in the machine and get out one of these cards. These are all apparently for older men because they're all gray hair. So just for an example, curly gray hair, men. You have a magnetic, charming personality that attracts many friends to you. You are extremely observant and witty, and your memory is remarkable, thus making you a splendid conversationalist. And there's more. But I just thought these were really cute. Gray hair, iron gray hair, white hair, and back to the curly gray hair. So I just wanted to share them with you because they're very unique. I'd never seen anything like it. And I have some digital kits and journal covers that I want to use to make men's themed journals. So those will be great in that. The other thing I wanted to show you before I get started on my playing is this book. I mentioned in a previous video that I had gone to my library to get plain covered books so I could use them for just any journal and decorate them the way I liked. But this book was there too, so I grabbed this one. It's called the Rupert book, the Daily Express Annual. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Rupert was a cartoon or a comic in the Daily Express newspaper. I am not sure. If anybody knows, please tell me. I don't think I could find a date on this. So apparently, and this is from Great Britain, apparently they put the cartoons into a book. Yeah, I'm still looking for the date, but I don't see one. So there are cartoons and then some text. And that's what all the pages are like. And I just thought they were super cute. There's a jigsaw puzzle. I can imagine these things being in a newspaper. Oh, really cute. If you've heard of Rupert, I think I've seen him, but I didn't really know anything about him. So if you know anything about him, if you could leave a message below. Ooh, Rupert's carried away. There's a flying saucer. So I just thought that was cute. So what I'm going to do today, and I don't know how far I'm going to get because my battery is flashing already. I just turned it on. I'm going to start working on some collages. I am part of the Facebook group Vintage Glue Books and Pages, and there are weekly challenges. And I'd been keeping up with them fairly well until I started my Etsy shop. So the last time I worked in here, I did a spurt of, I don't know, 5 or 6 pages, and then I haven't done it again since. So I'm going to try to catch up again. They take a break in the summer, but if they haven't started up again, they will be very soon. So I'm behind 8 pages. So I did a couple yesterday, and I've got things pulled to finish these, and then there's another challenge that I haven't even started catching up with. But this one is the Vintage Glue Book challenge, and let me see if I can grab these cards here. She has prompts on cards, and she pulls 5 prompts and gives them to us every week, and then there's an alternate in case we don't have one of the elements. We can use the alternate. So we have 5 elements to use, plus we can use an embellishment or a stamp or scrapbook paper or anything else like that to kind of complete the look. So this is number 18. I started in a different book, but I'm using this little composition book right now, this little purple composition book. So this is 18. I don't even know. I should put dates on these because I don't know how long ago I did these. But they're really fun to do. And I don't fuss too long with them. The hardest part, I think the part that takes the longest, is finding all the elements, gathering them all up. I love this one, the way it turned out. I don't remember what this was. I don't think it was fish. It might have been something that starts with F. And there was bling as one of the prompts. So that's where I ended up before, number 30. And they're all the way up to, they've done number 40. So I did this one last night. This was supposed to be a place, a piece of a calendar, something from heraldry, brown paper, and a frame or a border. And this frame I cut out from an old stamp magazine, like rubber stamp magazine, and it was the perfect size for that. And I did this one yesterday. And this one I left because I was trying to find something, an element, and couldn't find it, so I left it hoping I would find it, and then I did this one. So I did 3 yesterday. This, it said handwritten text. I think it said it had to be cursive. And what I used was actually a page out of my grandmother's 5-year diary. She kept one of these diaries for years and years and years. She had a whole stack of them. And they got water damaged, so it's pretty in bad shape. The pages are falling out. But this is really cool. My aunt let me choose one after my grandmother died, and I chose one that went from 1963 to 1967. So I would have been 10 years old by the time this diary was finished. So I was 5 when she started it, and I wanted to choose one that included my childhood to see if there was anything written about me. They're kind of hard to decipher because you have this much space to write for one day. Okay, so she did blue, and then the next year she'd go back again and write this. So she alternated blue and red ink to differentiate between the years. But she would, well, let me find my birthday. I think she wrote something about my birthday in here. So nobody would know what they meant, and I don't know what they all mean, but she used abbreviations because there wasn't enough room. So this is my 5th birthday, I believe. Cloudy and warm. B went to CP. So Burdette was my grandfather's name, and CP, I believe, stands for the cheese plant, because there was a cheese plant in the little town where I grew up, and he worked there. Got a 2nd load of hay. B driving. B is my brother. K, who's my father, Kingsley, to Westinghouse for his first day. So that must have been the day on my birthday. My dad started working at Westinghouse, and there it says Di's birthday. Washed milkers. Weeded some. Me and boys went to camp at World's End. The boys are probably my brothers. Helped unload hay, and boys went swimming. So that's cool. Anyway, that's what this handwriting is. So I gave up on finding the piece that I needed. It was supposed to be a produce sticker, and I had saved a really cool watermelon sticker because I knew I'd be needing it for one of these things, and I can't find the watermelon sticker. So I'm going to bypass that, and I'm going to have to use the bonus piece, which is lined paper. So that's already there. I'm putting it on lined paper. So I'm going to add some washi tape as another element here. So what I need is a produce sticker, something triangular. Someone had sent me these punched out pennant shapes, so I'm going to use those. Something found in the desert. I went through a children's dictionary and found some camels. Library ephemera, so I'm going to use this, or I could use just a portion of it. And numbers, and this came out of a children's book with monkeys and numbers. I thought that was cute. Although monkeys are not found in the desert, I don't think. So kind of playing around, I had it like this. And the camels, I'll trim around the camels a little better, and the monkeys, and then I'll just add some washi tape for some color and to fill in. But I do want to I need to leave some of the lined paper showing, since that is one of the elements. So like I said, I don't play around too long. Sometimes I fuss more and change things out. I don't like this element with that one, so I change. But I already had this kind of figured out last night. This got eaten up because I glued this on crooked and had to pull it off, so it tore off some of that paper. But now you won't know it. I just thought you might enjoy watching me figure out where I'm gonna put my elements for my collages. Some of you have been interested in the collaging. Someday I will do a video showing some more of my collages in my bigger book and my glue book. I love my glue book, and I haven't done anything in it in months. I was just trying to unclog my glue. So it's Saturday. I really want to get working on a domestic arts journal, but I am making myself take a play day. I cleaned up my craft room from the last project, and now it's all ready for starting the next journal, which I'm always anxious to do. I'm always anxious to get going on the next one. Oh, I think I wanted to put the monkeys underneath. Maybe like that. But I need to take time, I've said it before, to do collaging and art journaling and stuff like that. So today I'm going to catch up with collaging. And I'm hoping that one day soon I'll get my glue book out again and just have fun doing that. It's so relaxing because there are no rules. I'm just trimming around this two-humped camel. So like I said, it's Saturday. I did some cleaning downstairs. I should make myself go outside, take a walk or something. I think the weather's pretty good. I just, when I have a day, when I don't have kids to watch or places to go, I usually just stay inside. And my garden looks like it. My flower beds. I've neglected them terribly. So there's a camel. Children's dictionaries come in handy for these things. I was looking for an insect or a bug for one of the images, and I went through the children's dictionary and the insect pages were gone. I had torn out some of the pages and sold them in one of my book page bundles. So somebody else has my insect page. Okay, sorry about that. I know it's boring for people to cut things while on camera. So what do we have here? Produce sticker? No. Triangular, something found in the desert, library, ephemera, numbers, and lined paper. So I've got these washi tapes here that are on cards, so it makes it harder because people gave them to me, which I really, really appreciate, and I love them. Well, these are ones I actually bought. They were samples, and they came on these. But I want to use these so that, because they don't store along with my other ones in my washi tape storage. So I want to use some of these up. but I like the color and the design of this one. It could be Arabian going along with the desert theme with the camels, so I think I'll use that one and the coordinating one. I'll even use some of those stars, if I can find the end of it. If my video stops abruptly, it's because the battery quit, and I will just start up again. I'll change the battery and start up again. I think I put him in the wrong place. I guess that's okay. There. So this one is number 35. I write the number somewhere on the page, and then in the back of the book I write down what the elements were, so I'll fill that in later. So I've done up to 36, so I have 4 more to do. So the next one says something rough, and I've gone through and pulled things out that I can choose from, but this is what I found that's rough. That hairbrush, the bristles pointing up like that, it just looks rough. Something that came in the mail, so I found this. Something that's dark, and I have a couple things to choose from. I found this that has a dark book and this dark background, and I also found dark chocolate. Money, which can be play money or printed money. So here's some coins that came out of a children's book, and here's some play money, like from a game. And textured paper. So I pulled out several of these papers that had been done with the Big Shot texture things. So depending on what I end up, you know, I'll choose a color to go there. So let's just start here. I don't want to use all of this, but I don't know which part I want to use. I could just use one of those. I could use butterflies, or I could use that man. And I don't know what part of this, like how much of this hairbrush I want to use. That rough element was a little hard, but I have folders of these magazine things cut out and filed into different categories for collaging and art journaling and stuff, and I looked in my objects folder and found this, and I might cut this, I'm not sure. Maybe I think I'd like to use this dark book if I can make it look good. I like the fact that the pages are open like that. Gives it some interest. I'm sorry. You can't see what I'm doing. Now I've got my arms wrapped around the tripod. Sometimes the elements that you're supposed to use don't really play together well, but that's part of the challenge, right? So I really like these images from the children's book. I just don't know which one will look better with whatever I decide on. I think I like that yellow color if that's what I go with there. Something that's dark, money, and textured paper. I don't make a lot of this stuff because I have so much trouble making it right. I'd like to know if other people have trouble. You know, you have to make the sandwich just the right thickness or you don't get a good impression, and if it's just a little bit too thick, then you crack your embossing folder. So I don't play with it very much. I use it to to die cut things, but the reason I wanted it was to emboss. I think I want the money with the colors on. Oh, I've got money there. Let's see which one I want to use. I think I like that better. Maybe I'll cut that up too. Okay. Something that came in the mail. Maybe I'll cut 2 pieces off of this envelope that came in the mail. This kind of matches the color of that stamp, so I'm going to try a little piece of this. This doesn't tell a story. It doesn't really make sense, all these elements together, but it's just I'm trying to make a pleasing display. So I kind of like that arrangement, but I want to cover the background, and we are allowed to use scrapbook papers as backgrounds. So if I add this green, then the frame around the hairbrush will blend into it. Can I remember the arrangement I have here? I can't remember the size of my pages. Let's do 4.5 by 7. I was watching somebody crafting on YouTube very recently. I don't remember who, but she said, heaven forbid we ever have a flat surface to lay our cutting these things. I never have a flat, clean surface to lay it on. That's why I have it on a tray behind me, and then usually if I'm just crafting by myself, I'll just turn around and use that instead of bringing it over here. Slightly too tall. So now if I can keep up with these every week, then it won't take me too long to do one each weekend, I hope. And then I can maybe actually do some art journaling or just playing with craft supplies or spend a day making tags and things like that. I don't want to feel like I have to be constantly working on a journal. Although that's what I like to do best. See, that hairbrush just blends right in with that. Okay, we'll go with that. So these pieces go on first. Also behind me on that tray with my cutter is glue sticks and the little papers that I use so that I can rub the glue stick on them and not mess up my tray back there. But I'm just going to use my bottled glue here today, since you're here with me. I'm thinking I might want to go get some ice cream before. I want to go a couple more times before they close for the summer or for the winter. There's a place nearby. It's in New York, but very close to me. Oops, very close to where my son lives. That sells very good ice cream cones. And usually I just get a twist. I don't get anything fancy, but they sure have a lot of flavors. But I just like the plain old twist. I have simple tastes. So maybe I'll take myself out for an ice cream. What time is it? 4:30? No, that can't be right. It's almost 6:30. So if I'm going to do it, I better do it soon. See if I can get a couple more of these done. Do I want it that way or that way? I think I want it that way. So make sure I have all the elements I need. Something rough, something that came in the mail, something dark, money, and textured paper. And this is number 37. Well, I'm at half an hour now, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to change the battery, and then I'll try to do a couple more pages. I'll be back.